Hello, everyone, and welcome to the main event, Figure Federation. I am the leader of the Jakk'd brand. I am Troy. And with me, as always, he is the leader of the Overdrive brand. We are going head-to-head on Monday nights. He is Greg. What's up, Greg?
What up?
Obviously, this is not being posted at night. I'm posting it earlier in the day for multiple reasons. One, I want to hear, I want it to drop for everybody earlier in the day because people usually listen on their commute to work, commute back home, or when they're at work. Another thing is I don't want to post it at the same time Raw is going on, because as you and I found out, Raw is the most interactive wrestling show on Twitter.
I don't know why. No one else talks to me during anything else.
Yeah, well, that's not entirely true, Greg. You get talked to sometimes on Wednesday nights, but not in a good way.
I have stopped, yeah.
Yeah, so, toxic, for lack of a better term, we'll call them fans on Wednesday nights. But, that's a different war. That war doesn't matter, Greg. The real wrestling war going on right now is in the main event, Figure Federation. This is our maiden voyage. It's on Mondays. The Monday Night Wars restart, baby. And are we gonna do the whole, major wrestling figures thing where they're like, everything shut down and we're multi-billionaires and we bought them out?
Wow. Yeah.
You remember that explanation they gave? They were like, so why are we doing this? How did this happen? They were like, I think it was Brian Myers. He was like, well, everything got shut down in the 90s and we came in with our billions of dollars and bought everybody's contracts.
See, you joke, but that could be getting ready to happen.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we decided to start a figure federation. We had our official draft 1 week ago. If you have not heard the draft, I think some good stuff came out of the draft, some surprises and whatnot. And it'll help you familiarize us there to yourself with our rosters. At least 25 people from the rosters. And I don't know about you, I'm pretty satisfied with who I got.
I literally got everybody I wanted.
Yeah, except for your authority figure, but you said you had a pack up.
Actually, I think I came up with a better plan. This is probably a good thing.
Cool. Yeah, because I didn't even know. I drafted Kurt Angle. You're being kind of secretive with your authority figure, and I drafted Kurt Angle, and you went, wow. And I was like, oh, what? And you went, well, I was going to be my authority figure. It's like, oh, oops. But either way, so I'm looking forward to this. You and I decided we're going to do things the civil way. You relented to me last week. You said, you can have the first draft pick. And like, all right, cool. But this week, deciding who will go first, we're going to flip the official main event coin. Sound good?
Which is a quarter from China, you said?
I'm not going to say why I think it's from China, but yeah, sure. It's...
Wow, yeah, I just got that, actually. Forgive me, I'm getting a little sick.
Yeah. Forgive Greg over there. Yeah, he's come down with something as the California weather changes rapidly. So I'm not quite as bad off as you, but I've been spending the morning blowing my head out. So it's something about this time of year, man. October doesn't agree with most human beings, I don't think. So before we start out quickly, how we're gonna do this? We're gonna flip the coin. Somebody, whoever wins the coin toss, they get to pick if they want to go first or second. And we have our results written out, and we can choose how to kind of run down our shows however we want. We don't want it to go past a half an hour for the rundown. We can have a maximum of 11 segments. You can kind of read all these rules. They're going to be on social media. Follow us at @mainevent_marks on Twitter and Instagram, or at the Main Event Collector, or not the Main Event Collector, but at Main Event Collector on Instagram. And on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod. You can see all the rules and regulations. But basically, we're going to run down our shows. We'll have a half an hour on the time clock. And we can have different techniques of how we want to run it down. And one at a time. And then next week, we'll swap. So if I go first this week, Greg goes first next week, or vice versa. So you ready for the official coin toss, Greg?
I think.
Okay, well, real quick before we start off, I didn't even realize until I was like, I was thinking about what I want to drink during the podcast, and I forgot I did that last week.
Oh, roll tide.
Yeah, well, this week again, I'm drinking my second Mountain Dew Maui Burst. So Mountain Dew, sponsor us. We would love to have your money, and I love Mountain Dew. Greg is not a soda drinker, so I'm from Ohio, so it's pop. but I'll drink it.
What the hell is
I'll
pop? Besides that crappy music.
Good lord. All right. Well, I think it's time for now that I'm done shilling products that aren't yet paying us. Let's do the coin.
Yeah, got high hopes, folks.
I do. Yeah. Come on, Mountain Dew. They sponsor WrestleMania. Why can't they sponsor the Main Event Figure Federation?
I think we're just as big.
We're at least getting there. I mean, come on. All right. You want heads or tails?
Tails.
All right. There you go. I'm going to flip and grab it out of the air. Here we go. It's heads, so it's on me. Oh, man. You know what? I will relent. How about, Greg, you go first. I want to see how this goes for you.
The word is defer.
Defer. Okay, whatever.
Idiot. God.
Gosh, yeah. I didn't realize this was an English class, but go ahead. I would do the same to you. So.
I will relent, like, let up.
Yes, I will defer, gosh. You know what I mean. Damn it.
Yeah.
God dang it, pal. English language.
What is
but
that?
All right.
It's a verb?
What? It's I think?
I was going to say verbs, pal.
God dang it, verbs. All right. Let me pull up the trusty handy dandy Google stopwatch. Let's hit this one's right in front of me. I'm gonna hit the start whenever. Just let me know when you're ready, and I will hit the start.
I'm ready.
All right, and 30 minutes on the clock.
All right. All right, welcome to Overdrive. In case anyone didn't get the inspiration where this name came from.
What song was that?
Overdrive from Billy Idol. I mean, I feel if you're going to have a big fed, why not go with Billy F. and Idol?
You don't talk that way to Billy Idol.
Right? All right, so the song blurs over the arena. Gorilla Monsoon and Corey Graves welcome us to the brand new MEFF brand, Main Event Big Fed, Overdrive. They do a quick rundown of the show tonight. Tonight you'll see the first ever U.S. champion crowned, and we'll find out who will wrestle for the World Championship at the next pay-per-view, which is called Ignition. Gorilla is reading the rest of the card off of a piece of paper. Corey asks Gorilla why he doesn't get a copy, and Gorilla says he was just given the paper a few seconds before coming on air. And Corey Graves looks annoyed. By the way, Corey Graves and Gorilla Monsoon are your announcers.
Listen to the draft, people.
Probably should have said that, yeah. Okay. Match 1 is a world title tournament quarterfinal match 1.
Tournament, bro.
Out first is Pete Dunne. And his opponent... All right. The announcers mentioned that there are no brackets in this tournament, bro. The GM will make the semifinals as they see fit. So we get a very competitive match, back and forth control. Both men are fatigued after a long battle. Dunn has beaten Shelton to the point of exhaust. Out of nowhere, Benjamin hits pay dirt, and still not enough to keep the bruiserweight down. We go to commercial. Back from commercial, segment 2. Both men are spent. Shelton goes for a spinning wheel kick, but his back hits Dunn's chest, and Dunn hits the bitter end. Instead of going for the cover, Dunn hits the bitter end once more to assure victory. As Benjamin, both men shake hands after the match, and Dunn is the first man through to the semifinals of the World Title Tournament. All right. Segment 3. World Title Tournament Pro quarterfinal match 2.
The classic.
Up first is at Baron Corbin. His opponent.
One and only.
All right, Ricochet. So
I gotta ask real quick. Sorry to cut you off. I gotta ask: Are they going to feud over Ricochet being super short?
I don't think he's that short, actually.
Well, I mean, he's shorter than Corbin.
Well, everyone's shorter than Corbin, though. He's freaking huge.
Yeah, but that's Corbin's whole gimmick. You're shorter than me, therefore we shall feud.
Well, stay tuned.
All right. I'm excited now.
Okay, as Ricochet is making his entrance, Corbin puts a huge beating on him. Corbin hits End of Days and goes for the cover, but the referee will not count because the match hasn't officially started. Corbin is yelling at the referee to start the match, but the referee wants medical to examine Ricochet. The Demon Ricochet is unable to perform and rules him out of the match. The referee then decides to call the match and awards the victory to Baron Corbin. So yeah, Corbin beats the crap out of him and gets right into the next round. All right, segment 4. We get a highlight package showing off all of the tag teams of Overdrive, which include, if you watch the draft, the Hardy Boys, the Street Profits, the Major Brothers, and the Red Dragon. All 4 teams will be coming to Overdrive very soon.
I love how you're going to call them Red Dragon. I actually appreciate that.
Yes, yeah, because it's like, I mean, they again, listen to the draft. I don't have Adam Cole or Roderick Strong, at least not yet. And full disclosure, they're not coming in my secret draft either, so I'll try to keep it a little bit different. Yeah. Okay, segment 5, World Title Tournament Match 3 of the quarterfinals. All right, we get Johnny Gargano versus Okay. In case anyone didn't do the math, that's Andrade. Okay. Gargano's out.
Race husband versus Charlotte's boyfriend.
Charlotte's dad's daughter's boyfriend. Okay. Did I get that right?
Oh my God. Something like that.
Just like Natty is Natty's husband's wife. Okay.
What the hell?
That's what JBL called him. All right. Gargano's out first. He says Johnny Wrestling is ready to be Johnny Champion. Andrade makes his way out and the match begins. As the match gets heated, Johnny hits Andrade with a super kick for the 2 count. Johnny starts to get frustrated and argues with the referee. As he turns around, Andrade goes for the hammerlock DDT. Johnny gets out and hits another super kick. Andrade is still standing, so Gargano hits one more and gets the pin. Gargano now joins Baron Corbin and Pete Dunne in the semifinals. Okay, segment 6. This is where it gets fun. Okay, Elias is in the ring. He says he doesn't need to wrestle. He's using Overdrive as his platform to music stardom. He's interrupted randomly.
Stand back! There's a hurricane!
Yes. The kid in me just popped.
He's interrupted by the hurricane. He tells Elias that his beard and drifter look doesn't fool him, and he knows Elias is really the evil Dementoid, the evil mutant who trashed his room and stole his power ring that would stop Dementoid's army from global domination. Elias looks very...
What the hell?
Elias looks very confused. With a smile on his face, says, "Little boy, this bread is for adults. There's no such thing as mutants. I can call some gentlemen in some white coats that will gladly give you a brand new room with padded walls and all if you would like." Hurricane stares at Elias for several seconds, does his hurricane pose, which Elias thinks is a shot, so he falls back. As Elias falls back, the Hurricane takes Elias' guitar, grabs a mic, and says, "I'll tell you what, Dementoid, I'll trade you my ring for your mind-controlling guitar next week."
Holy crap.
So the Hurricane's an idiot in this one. Okay.
Oh, by the way, seg 6. Are you going with 11 segments?
Yeah.
Okay, seg 6, for anybody at home, is the crossover segment from hour 1 to hour 2.
Got it. Perfect, because we're going to start hour 2 really hot.
Yes.
Quarterfinal match 4, the final in the first round, is Matt Riddle versus Bobby Roode. Alright, the match starts out kind of slow, but as Riddle gets going, Roode hits a spine buster for a near fall. After more back and forth, Riddle catches Roode with a hard right. He goes up for the floating bro, but Roode gets his knees up and stuns Riddle. He then hits the glorious DDT and gets the win. Bobby Roode now joins Baron Corbin, Pete Dunne, and Johnny Gargano in the finals. Segment 8, we get a promo package for a mystery person coming to Overdrive at Ignition. The video ends with the words, "He's coming and all will kneel before him or suffer." All right. Seg 9 is the main event. All right, out first is AJ Styles. Oh, this match is for the United States title, by the way. Probably should have mentioned that. AJ Styles.
I'm a little more hyped now.
AJ Styles versus Tommaso Ciampa. These two have been deemed the number one contenders for the U.S. title. Okay. A long back and forth battle between the two. Each man exhausts every one of their moves. AJ Styles gets the upper hand. Tommaso Ciampa hits AJ on the top turnbuckle, goes for the top backdrop, but AJ fights him off, springs over back into the ring, hits reverse DDT. He hits a Styles clash, only gets 2. AJ looks stunned that Ciampa won't die. We go to commercial. Segment 10, back from commercial. Ciampa's about to deliver the DDT from the outside, but AJ won't be pulled in and shoves Ciampa to the mat. AJ goes to the outside, sets up with a phenomenal forearm. He jumps up for the springboard, but Ciampa pushes the referee into the rope. Styles wipes out. With the referee down, Ciampa rolls to the outside and grabs a chair. He attempts to hit AJ, but AJ rolls out of the way and counters with a Pele kick to the chair right to the face. AJ attempts the phenomenal forearm once more, but Ciampa hits AJ mid-air with a massive chair shot. He places the chair in the center of the ring. He hits the fairy tale ending on it. He then makes sure AJ's body is covering the chair completely, and he gets the pin for the win and the title. So, new U.S. champion is Tommaso Ciampa, the first ever champion in Overdrive history. I apologize for not sounding very enthusiastic. I'm not feeling well today. Sorry. Okay. Okay, segment 11, the last one of the night. As Ciampa's walking up the ramp, clutching his new title, Graves gets a letter to read to everybody. In the ring, Corey says, "Everybody may have your attention. I have a letter I must read to you all." The letter reads, "As you all noticed, I, your Overdrive GM, was not seen tonight, but rest assured I was watching. We had a hell of a launch, but there are things that need to be fixed. I'm ordering Tommaso Ciampa and Baron Corbin to pay for how they won tonight. Since all referees' decisions are final, I cannot take away these wins or rewards that came with them, but I can do something else. Next, handicap matches against teams of my choosing. If either one of them lose, they will forfeit the prizes they earned tonight." Corey Graves throws the paper down and says, "Oh, great, we're going to do this anonymous GM crap, real original. But since the check cleared, I guess I'll see you all next week." And that's how Corey ends the show.
The check cleared. I love you getting that line in.
Like, oh, great, this crap.
I had said something to you about the anonymous Raw GM.
I know, that's why I was like, crap, I gotta not react to this.
Do you have a Hornswoggle, or is one on back order?
I do not have one, no.
Oh, damn. Because that's always my go-to for anonymous Raw GM. Okay, all in all, they're not predictable. So I love.
That's what I try to keep it at.
And you were just under 13 minutes, so.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to need I mean, it's good to keep a timer, but.
Yeah, just in case. I tend to get long-winded at times. I don't feel.
Well, it's okay, because I'm only going to go 13 minutes, and you get a little long-winded, it's fine.
Yeah, so. But the timer is here, to keep things, fair and balanced, I'll say.
Just as all things should be.
Yes. So, so that is the first episode of Overdrive. That is what I have to compete with. All right. Well,
I'm excited to hear yours, only because of who you drafted.
Yeah, it's going to be a more classic show. It's cool that you got some ruthless aggression, I'll say, talent in there with Hurricane and Shelton. And obviously you drafted the Hardys. That's not really a surprise if anybody listened to the draft. So I'm not ruining it.
Yeah, if you guys listened to the draft, I did take them first. But I want to reiterate, I took them first because I thought TJ would take them at some point.
Yeah. So he knows I'm a mark for Hurricane. And I will say, if I was going to draft Shelton, I would have also drafted Haas, because I have him in a 2-pack and I like having tag teams. So, but they were not on my list, bro. So
tag teams, player.
good lord. All right. Well, I believe it is now time to get into the Jakk'd brand. 30 minutes on the clock. Let's start this one, and hope my cats don't interfere. All right, here we go.
Mine didn't.
Yeah, lucky. All right, here we go. You might be like, what the hell for the theme, but then again, you went with Billy Idol, so here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Jack. Well, maybe I should do the. I'm good old JR. Welcome to Monday Night Jack. I am your play-by-play commentator for the evening, and with me, as always, is my longtime colleague Jerry the King Lawler. And tonight we got a lot of special things planned, many tournaments. But first, I think we're going to start off with our general manager of the Jakk'd brand. It's Eric Bischoff. And segment 1, Eric Bischoff makes his way to the ring to welcome us all to what he deems as the A show on Monday night.
I love they use that theme, by the way.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I mean, I like this WWE theme. I was honestly considering using Back in Black, but I don't know. I just love the classics. So, also, for those of you that don't know, the theme song for the show is "What I Want" by Daughtry. I don't know.
Oh, I got it right away.
Yeah, well, you're a Daughtry fan. So, for all of you out there, I saw him live, so I'm what you would call a mark for Daughtry.
I have too.
But all right, Eric Bischoff comes out and says, "Welcome to the Jakk'd brand, and I love each and every one of you. Tonight, we will prove that we are the A brand for the main event figure federation. Now, while there were 25 men drafted this past Monday night to Jakk'd and another 25 to Overdrive, there are still 5 more permanent roster spots to fill. Some of them you will see tonight. Some of them will debut later on this month. However, there are more yet to come. And also, since we are having multiple tournaments to determine the first ever World Heavyweight Champion here on Jakk'd, and the first ever Tag Team Champions here on Jakk'd, we don't quite have enough people to fill out all the tournaments, so there will be some who are fighting for a job. You might see them one time, or they might be replacing somebody you've already seen on the roster. That's right, we will see people fight in these tournaments, and if they beat somebody who is on the roster, they get that spot. But if they lose, bye-bye, go home, you're done. And starting tonight, there will be 3 qualifying matches for a triple threat taking place on the November 30th episode of Jakk'd, after our very first ever pay-per-view, Rage in a Cage, to crown the first ever Jakk'd television champion. Also, everybody stay tuned. Don't waste your time on that other crap here on Monday nights, because at the end of the first hour, the number 1 draft pick of the draft, Hulk Hogan, will be here live in the arena to address the crowd. And with that, Eric Bischoff takes off. We go to our first commercial break. Next match is a first round match in the 16-man world title tournament. First. Oh man! He wasn't announced in the draft, but he is a permanent member of the Jakk'd brand, one of the 16 fighting for the world title. Rob Van Dam is here on Monday Night Jakk'd. Rob Van Dam grabs a mic and he goes, "Bro, I'm the real bro, not like some cheap imitation you all may know somewhere else, dude. Tonight, I'm gonna show that I am the real Mr. Monday Night yet again by going on to round 2 and beyond of the Jakk'd Heavyweight Championship Tournament. But they haven't told me who my opponent is, so let's get that guy, whoever this loser is let's get him out here." There's a long pause, and all of a sudden, the lights drop and you hear... Oh my gosh! The lights are out for a while. They come back on. The Undertaker is standing right behind Rob Van Dam, and Paul Bearer is at ringside holding up the urn. Rob looks scared as hell. He's like, what the hell? He turns around. The Undertaker's there. Goozles him. And the ref calls for the bell. Undertaker chokeslams Rob Van Dam. Van Dam looks hurt, but he staggers back to his feet. The Undertaker does a cutthroat sign while Bearer holds up the urn. He hits a tombstone. He pins RVD 1, 2, 3. Here's your winner, The Undertaker. He's going on to round 2 of the World Heavyweight Title Tournament. The Undertaker and Paul Bearer here on Jakk'd. The crowd goes wild. And we go to our second commercial break here of the night. And they say, all right, well, now we're back from commercial break. We are going to introduce a tag team that was not drafted on last week on the draft, but they are part of the permanent 30-man roster. Let's bring them out the first entrance in the 8-team tag team title tournament. It's Demolition! The historic Demolition tag team is here on Monday night to cause pain and destruction. They are the first of 8 teams in the tournament, but then we don't know who they're facing. Who are their opponents here tonight? Their first opponent, it's the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He comes onto the stage with a microphone to face Demolition. He says, I have a tag team partner. I've searched high and low for the perfect guy to team up with a Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, so I can put down you two face-painted freaks and win gold here on the Jakk'd brand and prove yet again that I am the showstopper. And let's just say that my tag team partner has a little bit of attitude. Big Daddy Cool Diesel, the two dudes with attitude, taking on Demolition here in the first round of the tag team title tournament. And we get to our second match of the night. It is Demolition and versus the two dudes with attitude tag team title tournament. When Diesel is in the ring to start the match, he's in control. When Shawn gets in, Demolition quickly cut him off and dominate him. Shawn makes a tag to Diesel, but the referee doesn't see it, so he pushes Diesel back, that old wrestling trope. And he tells him, you gotta get out of the ring, you gotta get out. And so Axe sneaks around after this, and he pulls Diesel right off the apron, and then throws him face first into the ring post, knocking him down and hurting him. Shortly after doing this, Shawn hits Sweet Chin Music on Smash. Smash makes it, but he tries to go for the tag, but Diesel's down. Nobody's there to tag. But Smash makes a tag to Axe, and Shawn doesn't see it at first. He turns around right into a double team. Just as Diesel gets back on the apron, Demolition nails a decapitator on Shawn. Smash runs over to hold Diesel back as Axe makes the pin for the 1, 2, 3. Demolition wins. And they are going on to round 2 of the World Tag Team Title Tournament. Diesel gets in the ring. He looks visibly annoyed at the loss as Shawn is struggling to get to his feet. He helps Shawn up. At first he looks like, man, what the hell? But he decides to do the right thing. He picks Shawn up. He basically drags his lame butt to the back. And that is the end of segment 4. Moving on to segment 5, we have a qualifying match for the Triple Threat for the TV title. The first entrant here, or for first person trying to qualify, it's Mr. Perfect. He is he was drafted last Monday night, and he's going to try to qualify for the television title here on the Jakk'd brand. He grabs a microphone and says that he may have been drafted last at number 25, but at the end of the day, you always save the best for last. And this final pick last Monday was the perfect draft choice, and he's going to go on to be the first ever tag team champion, television champion here on the Jakk'd brand. And his opponent.
Oh, you didn't know?
The New Age Outlaws theme hits. But which one is it going to be? Both men, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, one of the tag teams drafted last week, both come out at the same time. And Road Dogg grabs a microphone. He does his typical New Age Outlaws. And then right before Billy can say, I've got 2 words for you, Mr. Perfect runs up and drop kicks him. And we start the match. Or right before we start the match, Mr. Perfect, as the bell's ringing, he grabs Billy's mic that he drops. And he says there's no way that Mr. Perfect is going to lose to such a degenerate tag team loser like Billy Gunn. And this gives us time to go to a commercial break. When we come back, it's Mr. Perfect and Billy Gunn. Billy makes a comeback after Perfect kind of gets the domination on him to start the match with the running drop kick. But Billy makes a comeback. Road Dogg tries to lead the crowd and cheers outside the ring. Finally, Billy misses a Fameasser. He gets chop blocked by Perfect. Perfect spins Gunn around, nails a perfect flex, gets a pinfall victory. Road Dogg slides in to check on Billy as Mr. Perfect just simply laughs and at the inferiority leaves the ring. So going on to that triple threat for the TV title is Mr. Perfect. And now we keep teasing. Hulk Hogan's coming up next, top of the air, bottom of this hour, top of the next hour. Ladies and gents, don't tune out. Hulk Hogan, your number 1 draft pick, is going to be here on Jakk'd to address the crowd. Hulk Hogan is here. The crowd goes nuts. JR's young. Hogan is here. And Jerry Lawler acts like he's not impressed. Hogan must pose. He comes out, does about 5 minutes of posing and leading the crowd before anything happens. He finally grabs the mic and says, well, let me tell you something, brother. I'm proud to be drafted number 1 in the main event Figure Federation draft, and especially here to the Jakk'd brand, brother. And I can say that with my 24-inch pythons and all the Hulkamaniacs behind me, I'm going to be the hood ornament for the Jakk'd brand and lead them to supremacy over Overdrive, brother. And I am going to be in the world title tournament. My first match is next week in the main event, dude. And then all of a sudden, as he's going on with his promo, all of a sudden, it's Ric Flair. The Nature Boy number 2 draft pick comes out onto the stage with a microphone already in hand. Some of the crowd's booing, some of the crowd's wooing. It's back and forth, about 50-50. But Flair comes out on the stage and he says that Troy Adams clearly listened to the wrong people. And he says, did I just hear you say you were going to be the hood ornament for the Jakk'd brand? Troy Adams listened to the wrong guy in Eric Bischoff when he drafted his good buddy Hulk Hogan number 1 and me number 2. And he says both Hogan and Flair, he said, we're both in the world title tournament, and if it comes down to it, I'm going to take you out, Hogan, and become the first ever Jakk'd World Champion. Hogan says that Flair only had more title reigns than he did because Hulk knows how to win and hold on to a title, but Flair can definitely be beaten. And Hogan says that if Flair makes it through the brackets to meet Hulk, these 2 titans of the industry will clash. And what you gonna do, brother, when the big leg comes down on you? And we get Real American playing. Hogan poses for another 5 minutes. We go to break.
Of course.
Why not? Hogan must pose. That's where the ratings are, is in the posing. But,
attendance numbers, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it. Okay, so we come back from commercial break, and we're in the back. One of my interviewers at JR said, we're going to send it to the back right now with one of our men in the back. It is Don, the Jackal Callis, interviewing for us here on the Jakk'd brand. Take it away, Don. And Don, he said, I'm here with a very historic manager that knows a thing or two about leading wrestlers to gold. I'm here with the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. And Jimmy, you told us that you got a tag team here to take on the Dudley Boys in the first round of the tag team tournament. And if they win, as stated by Commissioner Eric Bischoff earlier, they get the Dudley Boys spot on the roster, correct? And he goes, "That's right, baby. Here tonight, I got a perfect team. Another thing, too, about winning championships, hanging and banging, baby. That's right. And tonight, the Mouth of the South will rise again." I had to get in my Jimmy Hart impression.
I thought it was Mickey Mouse, but okay.
A little bit. Either way. So, he draws a line in the sand, and Jimmy Hart comes out on the stage, and he motions something to the back for his tag team to come out for this World Tag Team Title first round match, and we hear, it's the Nasty Boys! Brian Knobbs, Jerry Sags. If they win here tonight against the Dudley Boys, as stated by Eric Bischoff, they get the Dudley Boys spot on the roster and will move on in tag team title tournament. But if they lose, they go home for good. And then right after this, we get the Dudley Boys coming out on the stage.
Yeah, we're coming now.
The Dudleys come out and they say, they grab the mic and they say, "Jimmy, we knew you were going to be here tonight. We knew that you had a team for us." Or should I do the Bubba Ray? "I heard on the fire-breathing twin machine you were going to be here tonight, and you had a team for us that was going to be as nasty as can be. Well, we got the Nasty Boys taken care of, but we need somebody to take care of you on the outside. So we got ourselves a third man, somebody that we are very familiar with, and we know will keep you in check." And out of nowhere, you hear, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the Extreme Advocate for the greatest tag team in the history of professional wrestling, Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys." The crowd is in shock. Paul Heyman is here leading the Dudley Boys on the Jack brand. They come to the ring. Jimmy Hart's beside himself. He almost dropped his megaphone. And we start the match. Dudley Boys versus Nasty Boys. Very hard hitting, but nothing that would rank 5 stars in the Observer. The crowd gets pretty into it. The referee ends up getting squished in the corner after a reverse Irish whip from Bubba Ray to Brian Knobbs. Both teams instantly go into hardcore and start hitting each other with chairs and trash can lids and whatever on the outside of the ring while the referee is down. Jerry Sags gets distracted when Paul Heyman grabs his foot, and then Sags chases Paul Heyman slowly around the ring. He comes around, and the Dudley Boys just knock him out with a chair blast to the face. And then Devon grabs a table, sets it up in the ring. Brian Knobbs walks right into a 3D through the table. Devon clears the debris out. Bubba pins Knobbs. As the referee wakes up, 1, 2, 3, the Dudleys win. The Nasty Boys are going home. And the Dudleys are going on to round 2 of the World Tag Team Title Tournament. And we go into a commercial break. All right. What am I on here? I'm getting low on time. Seg 9. We're getting close. We come back from commercial to hear... Oh, the crowd knows what this means. But what is he doing here? He's not scheduled to be in a match. Chris Jericho comes out. He's rocking the beard, the ponytail. He's the king of the world, baby. He's not quite yet the best in the world at what he does. But either way, he comes out and he brags about being drafted in the top 10 of the draft last week, and he says that he is officially in the junior heavyweight division here on Jakk'd, and he is going to be the top junior heavyweight, the hood ornament, if you will, of the junior heavyweights division here on Jakk'd. But he's quickly interrupted by... I think we recognize... But he's interrupted by Flying Brian Pillman. Pillman says that he maybe focused on the tag division with him and Stunning Steve looking to but they are looking to capture all the gold, him and Steve, and he said that he's gunning for that junior heavyweight title here on the Jakk'd brand. And all of a sudden, he's interrupted by Owen Hart. Owen comes out and he surprises everybody. He was one of the 5. He announces he is one of the 5 mystery guys. He is officially here on the Jakk'd brand permanently. And he says that while Stu taught both him and Brian, and they're good friends, they're all in the family, he says Stu also taught them that all is fair in love and war, especially when championship gold is on the line. And then all of a sudden, they're all interrupted by the number 1 junior heavyweight drafted overall, Rey Mysterio comes out, the crowd goes wild, and he says that he's the greatest junior heavyweight of all time. He's proved it time and time again. He's going to prove it again here on the Jakk'd brand and become the first ever main event figure federation junior heavyweight champion. Pillman says, screw this, and he punches Rey in the face. Jericho punches Pillman. Owen hits Jericho. A big 4-way brawl breaks out in the center of the ring, and finally security, referees, everything comes out to break up the 4 junior heavyweights and send them all to their own corners and break up the giant brawl. But now we are here, the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Seg 10. It is the main event in the World Heavyweight Title Tournament. Woo! Ric Flair yet again, he's making his second appearance of the night. Who's he going to be taking on here in the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament? His opponent. Oh, man. The Bang Man. DDP is here on Jakk'd, taking on the Nature Boy. So it's Ric Flair DDP, World Title Tournament. We start the match. Everything's pretty even at first, but DDP eventually gets the upper hand after about a minute, and he dominates Flair for quite a while. DDP goes for the diamond cutter, but he gets shoved off, stopping just short of hitting the referee. But the referee sees this, he turtles up in fear, and that allows DDP to turn around, and Flair thumbs him right in the eye. Flair then controls DDP for quite a while then, until DDP reverses a throw into the corner. Flair front flips over onto the apron, gets up in the corner, DDP grabs him, throws him off the top rope, collapses back into the corner, and we go into a commercial break as DDP signaling for the diamond cutter. Seg 11. Continuation of the main event. We're back from break. Both men are on wobbly legs. They've been going for a while at this point. And finally, Ric Flair grabs the referee's shirt as DDP is trying to waist lock Flair. Flair back kicks DDP right in the nether regions. Then he rolls him up, small package. He grabs the ropes. Flair wins with a dastardly low blow and a small package grabbing the ropes. Flair celebrates for a second, and then he grabs DDP's leg and he yells, "This is going to be you, Hogan!" right into the camera. And then he locks in the figure 4 on DDP to the center of the ring. The referee can't get Flair to break it, and bunch of referees come down. The bell keeps sounding, ding, ding, ding. They can't get him off, and out of nowhere, Hogan's music hits. He runs down to the ring, pointing at Flair. Flair sees this. He takes a powder. He doesn't want any part of Hulk Hogan tonight. He waves off like, whoa, guy. Hogan points at him and yells some stuff. And he helps DDP to his feet, shakes his hand. And then both DDP and Hogan pose as real American Blairs. And we come to an end of the very first episode of Jakk'd. Alright, so the first episodes of Overdrive and Jakk'd, man. Definitely want some input from everybody listening. I mean, I tried to have a few surprises in there with the managers.
The only thing I wasn't surprised at was Demolition. Everything else.
Yeah, I mean, did you know Owen was coming?
I did not, actually. I forgot about that one.
Okay, so...
No, that's what I mean. I mean, the only one I was not surprised at was Demolition.
Yeah. Yeah, so Demolition kind of, it was what it was, because you and I talked about it, and I think I specifically said on the draft I was not taking them in the draft because why? I was going to have them as one of my 5 that, because you couldn't have taken them like you said. So
I could say Crush.
Yeah, well, and that's the one I can't take is Crush. I mean, I could. I guess they made Crush from his surfer gimmick days, but I don't know. I don't own that one. Kind of wish I did though. Is that weird?
No, I wish they made an elite version of that.
Yeah, the blonde mullet, the neon
sweet mullet.
Hell yeah, it's the only kind of mullet there is. But we definitely want everybody's input. Jimmy Hart.
I promise to be a little more enthusiastic next time. Like I said, the weather today.
Yeah. So it is what it is. We rolled with the punches. We got it in there. And Jimmy Hart is an official manager here on Jakk'd. Paul Heyman is with the Dudley Boys. Hulkamania is running wild, man, and obviously Ric Flair don't like that.
Oh, must pose.
Hell yeah.
You have no idea how many times I had to turn the mic on mute to laugh, by the way.
Hogan must pose, pal. Gotta get it in. I mean, I never realized it until it was said by Bruce Pritchard. It's like, you know what, you're right. Like, no matter win, lose, or draw, Hogan must pose.
That's all we want. That's all we paid for.
Yeah. Close out the show. And Hogan closed out the first hour, or I guess the top of the second hour, and the end of the second hour with posing. And we're establishing that Ric Flair still doesn't like Hulk Hogan. I know, shocker, but it's canon, pal. And I'm trying to build a junior heavyweight division. I mean, even if you would have seen Owen coming, would you have expected him to be in a junior heavyweight division?
No, and I also like that it's junior heavyweight, not cruiserweight.
Yeah, that was another thing. Everybody and their mother uses cruiserweight, so I decided, I'll be a little different. So junior heavyweight was more of a thing until the modern era. So
well, they still use it. They still use it in APW here.
Oh, cool. They use it in Japan. I know that. They used a bunch of different weight classes down in Mexico.
I feel like they probably still use it in boxing too.
Probably. I'm not. We would have to ask a mutual friend of the show, Don. I don't know. He's more the boxing guy. But all right, man. Well, I think we had some successful first shows. I like the direction you're going with some people. You're pushing some guys that I didn't see coming. So I like that. I can't exactly call everything on your show. You haven't been able to call everything on my show. But the world title.
That's the goal.
Yeah. The world title and tag team title brackets will. I actually have brackets, whereas Greg is going more. He's free balling it, so to speak. So.
That's my only way.
Right, yeah. So I can post the brackets online eventually. I'm not going to yet because full disclosure, there's no surprises that haven't been drafted in my world title bracket. But there is one more surprise, or excuse me, 2 more surprises now I'm looking at it in my tag title bracket. I'm trying to keep the tag teams kind of shook up a little bit. So I think I got 4 tag teams in total. But yeah.
4 and 1 is on the way.
Nice. Cool. So I assume that's going to fill out your other 5. Is that other tag team you're talking about?
Yes. 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of the 5, yeah. Obviously.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I do know where I'm going with a lot of it. Some of I'm trying to stay somewhat unpredictable with the brackets. There are a couple of them where you can look at them like, I can pretty much see where that's going. Some of them, I'm trying to keep it like, that's a pickup. So, switch it up a little bit, be a little bit original. That's what we're trying to do with this thing. It's boring to be predictable. So, but all right, man. I think we had a successful first outing. I'm proud of it.
No copy and paste here.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still working on episode dos of Jakk'd. I've got the format, kind of like the outline of it, but I don't have it all filled in. There were a couple things I changed on the fly here, only because I didn't organize it properly and I missed a detail, and I didn't want to go back and be like, I meant this happened. But
I was totally anal about all that, dude.
Yeah, I need to bullet point more.
Let's keep it mature.
What the hell?
Seriously, though, I went back and I was working on week 1 for literally a week.
You could probably
do this and do that.
I think I had my format pretty well laid out. My problem was I was reading fast and I skipped a couple things. I'm like, dang it. The Mr. Perfect and New Age out there and Billy Gunn saying.
Well, you kind of pressed the time too, so it's probably good that you skipped some stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would, well, I would have been tighter, actually, if I went with my original format for that match. I messed up. I forgot why I did certain things, in that, or why I had it that way in my format. And so, yeah, but I gotta get back into, I haven't done radio news in a long time, so I'm not used to reading fast on the fly anymore. Also, for those of you that might be like, oh, he stumbled a little bit with his playlist, it's because the program I'm using with my playlist did not put everything in alphabetical order, which really pisses me off, because it would have organized it a lot better if it did.
So, you know what I did? I'm recording this on my computer, and I use my phone, and I made an actual playlist within, like, the YouTube app, so.
Okay.
I downloaded them all off of YouTube and put them all, like, you know, you can put download, listen for later.
Yeah.
And it won't put ads, so that's great.
I did not know that. I physically downloaded them all. I renamed them.
I think I'm going to do that for the next one, make it a little bit more quicker. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I downloaded everybody's theme. I named it. I named the song just based on whoever's theme it was, and it's still, yeah, I gotta see if I can reorganize this playlist, because that was throwing me off from go. So, but anyway, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed what you heard. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback online about our intentions to do this, so I hope everybody enjoys it in its actual, like, incarnation.
And remember, it's only week 1.
Yeah, it's gonna get better. I mean, trust me, I listened to...
I might even go so far as to say this is the worst it's going to be, if it's bad.
Oh, yeah, I mean, and we started off on an 8 ball because Greg's sick. Yeah. So, it can only get better, people. And, yeah, I mean, I still think it went good. I really do. It will get better because we see, I mean, if you go back and listen to the Figure Wrestling Federation, their first episode, it's a little rough, especially on Brian Myers' side. And then he's like, okay, yeah, and him and Matt
and now he's undefeated.
Yeah. So if just trust us, you know. I mean, first episode 1 of the main event marks was not exactly seamless, but I still think it was pretty good. Either way, we will be coming at you next week, same bat time, same bat channel, for another episode of Overdrive and Jakk'd. And then every Wednesday on the same feed, you're going to get the main event Marks podcast, where we review classic wrestling. This month is November, so obviously we're focusing on Survivor Series. We do have some TNA in the mix, and I can't remember all the shows we got playing this week or this month. But November's always fun, and obviously we're going to finish it all up with some pay-per-views and some turkey and all that good stuff. Well, if you're in America, we're having turkey, but either way. But all right.
I was supposed to be in Dallas for that this year. I was going to point that out and complain, sorry.
For turkey?
Survivor Series.
Oh, okay. I guess you could have both, but whatever. But all right, well, we will see you all next week and every Wednesday. Don't forget to follow us on social media and on the two of you. We are Main Event Marks, and this is the Main Event Figure Federation.